So, Matthew 18. Oh, we are in the parable of the lost sheep. Imagine that. See that you do not despise one of these little ones. He's contributing his conversation, talking about the little one that is from chapter 18, verse 1, from verse 2, and calling to him a child. So you got the child, then you got the temptations to sin, where he discusses causing the child to stumble. Then in verse 10 it says, see that you do not despise one of these little ones. Yeah, despise them and their calling, gang. Little ones are capable. Younger ones are capable. Younger adults are capable. And they all have credibility and legitimacy before their Father. And it's your responsibility as the adults to bless them and not despise them. Woe to the world for temptations to sin. That's verse 7. See that you do not despise one of these little ones. Verse 10. For I tell you that in heaven their angels always see the face of my Father who is in heaven. So, the little ones have to them assigned, evidently, according to this, guardians in the form of messengers. And they're always connected with the Lord. His very face they see. What do you think? If a man has 100 sheep and one of them has gone astray, and does he not leave the 99 in the mountains and go search for the one that went astray? This is what we're dealing with when we're dealing with kids. He's going to leave the 99 and go find the one, go find the one, go find the one, and plead and persuade and beg. Come home. It's time. Come home. Use the crook, use the staff. Use the rod and my staff, which comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. When I am gone off astray and I'm in the presence of darkness and enemies, even there, the shepherd prepares a table. And if he finds it, truly I say to you, he rejoices over it more than over the 99 that never went astray. So it is not the will of my Father who is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish. God is willing that none should perish. Matthew's gospel right here. It is not the will of my Father who is in heaven to take a group of people, call them the elect, shove them into heaven, and it's not his will by extension to take the rest and just shove them all off to hell. He is not an unkind, unfeeling, ungrateful, unmerciful Father. Calvinists don't get it. He has a destiny. Yes, he has predestined us to be conformed to the image of his Son, Romans 8:29, being made conformable to his death, and other places in Romans. But his destiny is for all of us. He has predestined all of us to be made conformed to his image. He has elected all of us. Simultaneous and paired up with that election, though, is the choice. See, I have set before you a choice, life and death, blessing or cursing. Therefore, choose life that you might live. This is why Deuteronomy is the most important book in the Bible. Period. He has destined us. He has a plan and a purpose that's great and glorious, but he is also aware of the multiplicity of choices. And he gives us a choice. He sets the choice before us. He will always give us the two trees in the garden. He gives that to us, and he runs each of us through that test. Are we going to choose our own path and the path that the deceiver has for us? Or are we going to choose the path that the Lord has for us that leads to life and trust and sonship and the adventure? You can have what you want immediately, or you can have the adventure that is long and arduous and it's full of twists and turns. In the movie Up, Carl had an adventure with Ellie without realizing it. And at the end of the pictures in the manual, in the photo album, she said, "Thanks for the adventure, and I'll go have a new one." It's an adventure. Your responsibility is to go have the adventure. You can have the quick and easy stuff that is no adventure, but it just leads to your own selfish carnal gratification, or you can have the adventure of a lifetime that is so deeply satisfying and fulfilling. The Lord has to show you His salvation repeatedly, because it's just how He works. It's His Father's heart. So children, I bless each of you. Pursue the adventure. Choose life. Even if there's a risk to it. Because you have no idea what adventures you will have that you'll be able to tell others about. What adventures will be recorded in the archives. Leave nothing on the table. Nothing on the field. It is not the will of my Father in heaven that one of these little ones should perish. As we've participated in the study of the Gospel of Desire, the Gospel of Matthew, what are we hunting for? What is our internal desire in response to the 10th commandment? What are we desiring? He has great and precious promises and treasures for us to unpack and unlock. Mountains to climb, rivers to fjord, fields to lay in and consider and ponder and meditate. Isaac, who went off into the Negev to meditate in Beersheba. We bless you with the adventure of a lifetime. Be blessed.